Hello everyone, my name is General Fancy Pants, and welcome back to the Swapper. This is going to be kind of a special episode, I guess you call it, a bonus episode, where I thought it might be kind of interesting to basically go through and read each one of these entries, and there are a lot of them, but I thought it might be kind of interesting and it might be something worth reading because everything is in order, so all of these watchers, no matter what order you come in contact with the watchers, they will be in numerical order. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to read all these. Plus, as you can see, we have all of the hidden messages from the achievement guide that I posted, so we'll read all of those too. So if you weren't able to watch that, or if you haven't gotten to that episode yet, and you just jump to this one for whatever reason, we'll be going over those. So I just thought it'd be kind of fun and interesting. It might be a long, very boring episode, but I hope you enjoy it, and if not, that's alright, don't worry about it. It's just something I thought might be kind of fun and interesting. So with that, let's get started with Watcher number 1. Hello? Watcher number 2. The limits of language are the limits of knowledge. Our name was not their knowledge. They thought of us as watchers. Watcher 3. The world is the limit of thought. The limit of thought is the chain of hearers like me. I cannot speak if they cannot listen. Watcher 4. We know only of the minds in our chain. You choose your chain in a dimension we do not know. Watcher number 5. What is where? How is where? Does where tick? Watcher 6. I am the only one that believes in the other dimension. I call it space. One moves through space. Yes? How? Watcher 7. Why does the other mind scream inside? Watcher number 8. The other mind pollutes our chain. Is it truly able to end itself? Watcher 9. What happened? Watcher number 10. The other mind seeks our head. Why? We are all of a chain. Our weaknesses are shared. Watcher number 11. Another mind. So long, all alone, going round and round and round and round. Watcher number 12. There was a time long ago when the chain was full and fruitful. Then the minds like yours joined, and the rest fell silent. Watcher number 13. What is thought? I think I know. It must have rules. We may not see the noumena, but we surely know they are the cause of the thoughts. Watcher number 14. Some of us has grown crazy. Everything there is thought. Watcher number 15. How long has it been like this, and not like the Great Chain before? Watcher 16. Some of the minds that probed us believed only in the physical world. Some believed in something more. They never ceased arguing. Watcher number 17. I have been changed, as if the other minds like yours had a will that could cut through my own. Watcher 18. The way for the thought of the passage of the day is the day for the thought of the passage of the way. Watcher 19. TUVWXYZ. Now I know your ABC. Won't you come and release me? A, B, C, D. Watcher 20. The other minds here were always turning. They thought of the world a little as we do. Watcher 21. A watcher cannot be ended. A watcher always is. There is only disconnection from the chain. Watcher number 22. What is destruction? Is it like being changed? Watcher 23. Are we safe? Has the other mind changed again? Watcher 24. Are we going home? Watcher 25. Does it understand yet? Watcher 26. I do not believe so. Watcher 27. The head hears me and I hear it. We sing together, all of us. to remind us of the great chain of before. Watcher 28. Something has changed. You have a new trajectory. Will you rejoin the great chain? Watcher 29. Each word I concentrate, simplify, make to match your mind. It is slow. Watcher 30. The one called the Swapper. It manipulates minds by some method that is not persuasion or argument. Is it a weapon? Watcher 31. It's too late now. At one time there were many minds. Now there are not. They disconnected from the chain, as you will too. So, it's interesting to read these now, after finishing the game and kind of knowing what's happened. Because you can kind of see the Watcher seeing what's going on throughout the game, and as you are finding your way around the Theseus and helping, I think it was it was actually the person with the basically two minds in one mind, or one body, or three minds in one body, I should say. And they were kind of just watching these events unfold, and they're kind of figuring things out, and it's just very interesting. And that, you know, the rocks are all part of a chain, and if one rock were to cease to exist, it wouldn't leave the chain would still be there, and it would just kind of basically still be part of the chain. It's kind of interesting premise. The reason I stopped here is because you can see with these next ones, it says Watcher ? Because at this point in the game, we are basically towards the end of it, and at that point, the scavenger shot the Swapper beam into the head Watcher, and after that, it kind of changed how the Watchers spoke, and I think that's because basically a human mind has entered into the chain. So the Watchers are now, or the stones from that point, have their thoughts intermixed with in the chain. I could be wrong though, but that's just what I think. Why there it says Watcher, like a question. So Watcher 38. It always were he picking using hurt. Watcher 40. Something is wrong with who I am. I can't see that dimension. Watcher 41. There's no point apologizing. It's too late for you now. Watcher number 42. You are sick. You will die. Watcher 43. Unless... Watcher 48. The lost ones. They have rejoined the Great Chain, but somehow they are changed. That's the final Watcher Stone, and that one is talking about when the Theseus actually crashed back into the planet. And all those stones on the Theseus that was orbiting this Cori 5, all those stones hit the planet again, and now they're back part of the chain, but they're changed because at that point now the humans are part of that chain. So their minds are now intermixed with the rocks on the planet. So kind of interesting premise. Okay, let's move on to the terminals. Log number 1, security memo. From Cori Excavation Site 24 to Theseus Xenotechnology Research. Listen, we're grateful. To be frank, half of my team refused to be in the same room as one of these swapper devices. I hardly envisage their use becoming widespread enough to justify the security precautions you've had installed down here. Log number 2, Site 24 internal message. Sam, I need a security orb. Have you been planetside for... I have been planetside for weeks. I cannot get clearance back to the Theseus. Help me out? Kim, I can't. I want to see my husband as much as you do yours. Log number 3, message to quarantine. From Cori 5 Excavation Site 24 to Theseus Quarantine. We need a faster turnaround down here. The last shift was supposed to go home 6 hours ago. Instead, you've got them shipping back more rock samples. They're tired. Please advise. Log number 4. Message to Site 24. From Theseus Quarantine to Corey 5 Excavation Site 24. The Chief of Quarantine understands the pressure this puts on you under, but stresses that these rock samples are of unparalleled scientific interest. As such, we must request that you continue to prioritize sample teleport over personnel. And this is actually kind of going back and showing how all those rocks, explaining how all those rocks got to the Theseus in the first place. Log number 5, Cargo Overview. Essential supplies. Food, 4 tons, 197 days at full crew complement. Water, 3,000 liters emergency fluids and storage, 7,000 liters in recirculation. Miscellaneous research equipment, 201 items registered. Spare parts, 5,967 items registered. Xeno samples and finds, 432 items registered. Log 6, Emergency Evac 1. Few areas of the station remain habitable. The cargo bay in Sector 1 has everything we need, food and water. Greenhouse access, but it may not be safe for long. No one knows what's causing this. Sam Cook. This is when things start to go wrong. Log number 7, Dream Diary. Day 7, woke up tired, recalled an image of a balloon, then distracted by radio. Day 8, dreamed about my 13th birthday. The clown turned into a horse. Day 9, didn't sleep. Day 10, my birthday again. This time the clown turned into some kind of stone statue. Day 11, dreamed the laser drill down at the excavation site was trying to talk to me into doing something I didn't want to do. Log 8, black box download. Collision with unknown vessel detected. Black box data downloaded 90 minutes ago. Entering scanning range of research station Theseus. Station status derelict. 87 minutes ago. 2 life signs detected. 80 minutes ago. Solar interference. 79 minutes ago. System reboot. 78 minutes ago. Warning, collision course. 77 minutes ago. Massive system damage. 70 minutes ago. Main airlock opened. 6 minutes ago. System diagnostic test activated. Result 341 critical fails. Log number 9, Planet Corey 5 Overview. Class Desert Uninhabitable. Research interest, abundant natural mineral deposits, Space Station Theseus in orbit since 201 years. Notable discoveries include a more durable steel amalgam and an alien life form similar to an Earth silkworm. Primary research in recent years has been focused on what have come to be termed the Watchers. Highly complex rock formations of unknown origin. Analysis of samples on board Theseus has revealed an unusual electrochemical activity within the structures, which may suggest something resembling rudimentary intelligence. Gotta take a drink here real quick. Alright. Log number 10, Emergency Evac 2. This morning, the last senior crew member disengaged the lockdown on the high security labs and relocated us all here. The labs are well shielded, and the doors are sealed tight. Everyone's hoping we've not been followed here by whatever it is that's killing us. Sam Cook. Log 11, Swapper Research Interests. Team B report. Discovering what the Swapper did was easy. Our new research priority is to work out how. I believe that it is synthesizing some part of the Watcher's telepathic communication. Somehow it is able to relocate raw consciousness while leaving the physical body intact. To understand the device, and perhaps consciousness itself, we must understand the Watchers. Dr. Chalmers. Log number 12, Accident Report. Casualties, Albert Petrovich and Diana Moss. Ranking crew member statement. Petrovich and Moss volunteered to take part in the first test engagement of the swapping core between individual crew members. The procedure was conducted safely, however both crew members immediately reported extensive memory loss, meaning it has been impossible to verify whether a swap actually took place or not. With a little more time, we believe we can correct for the memory loss and complete the experiment successfully. Commander's Assessment. A complete ban on all testing of the swapper device between individual crew members is to take effect immediately. I understand your safety record for use of the device between clone subjects remains untarnished. Consider yourselves fortunate that this avenue of research remains open to you. Log number 13. Watcher Metaphysics. What do Watchers know about the weather? With no physical senses with which to perceive the world, we have to ask, what constitutes knowledge for a Watcher? How do they conceptualize death? What do they know of the physical world? Watchers must have some conception of the natural physical forces which cause them to move in and out of one another's detection range. Such forces may be inexplicable for them, but then the human race has had great success in understanding the physical world beyond its gaze. The Watchers have likely theorized, and they have had a rather more time than us to get things right. Log number 14, Memo. Some Watcher specimens are millions of years old, so it's fair to assume a high level of intellectual development. If they're telepathic as well, I think Cori 5's indigenous species may be the universe's oldest, most powerful quantum computer. If only we knew the programming language. Log number 15, Transit Order. Watcher. Sample number 1, Specimen Profile. The Head Watcher is a vast Watcher specimen, the first to be discovered on Cori 5. It exhibits far more active neurological activity than the rest, seeming to function as a kind of group communications hub. The sample is being relocated to the Mind Science Laboratory, Sector 2, for extended observation following red-flagged radiological activity. Transit Order. Weight 112 tons. Transit Limitations. Due to extreme weight and dimensions, sample is unfit for teleport. Transit Method. 0G. Station exterior. Sample to be towed with guide ropes. Transit Route. Research sample containment. Airlock. Station exterior. Airlock. Gravity control. Mind Science Laboratory. Log number 16. Ethics of Brain Science. Dr. Chalmers. The brain specimens are donated by terminal patients kept alive in a nutrient-rich gel. We offer them life. They allow us to learn from them. Dr. Dennett. Dr. Chalmers is quite aware of the existing ban on testing the swapper device between crew members and is seeking to circumvent it by testing on people who cannot complain. The doctor is practicing consensual slavery. Dr. Chalmers. I'm practicing the prolonging of life for a good cause. You'd make the same choice in their situation. Dr. Dennett. You don't know enough about that device to make any such claim. None of your theories account for the empirical evidence. Some of them break the law of conservation of energy. Dr. Chalmers. Yet with no amount of physical explanation can you communicate to me what it is like to see red, to feel pain, to be afraid of death. Why, if all we are is nuts and bolts, we may as well consider the computer alive. Your count is missing the magic, and when the cards are down, mine is simply easier to believe. Log 17. Control Crew Bulletin, Watcher Sample 1. Important operational information. Watcher Sample 1 was recently relocated to the Mind Science Laboratory. Access via the command deck, which is strictly limited to senior personnel. Control facilities and crew should be unaffected by the specimen's proximity. However, we understand concerns have been raised and seek to address these now. Sample 1 is quickly referred to as the Head Watcher in virtue of its unique physical appearance, and at present the research team has no robust explanation for it. Current theories are focused on the possibility of an extinct humanoid species native to Cori 5, which may have carved the features onto the rock tens of thousands of years ago. While it is true that tests so far have indicated that Rock Sample 1 plays a different role in Watcher hierarchy compared to the smaller specimens, claims that it possesses greater intelligence or otherwise poses a threat remain unsubstantiated. Log number 18, Swapper Research Interests, Team A Report. Centuries ago, the greatest minds in the world believed in life essence. some invisible. Magical substance that explained what was alive and what was dead. As we know, they never found it. They described in the end that life was just functions like growth and reproduction and respiration. People think the retro-engineered swapper device swaps souls about. I worry that if the soul, like life essence, turns out to be nothing but pixie dust, then that this device is capable of acts far less benign than Chalmers would have them believe. Dr. Dennett. Log number 19, Emergency Evac 3. In under 32 hours, more than 3/4 of us have succumbed, 124 crew members, and less than 30 remain. We're holed up in this derelict module, headed for command once we're rested. People say it's the most protected part of the station, but then people are scared. They're saying that they can hear the Watcher's thoughts. That when you do, you get sick. I'm trying not to listen to them. Sam Cook. Log number 20, Site 7 internal message. John, we dig enough Watchers out of the orbiting asteroids. You ever get to wondering whether they're as smart as they're supposed to be? You know they're supposed to talk to each other. I never heard a peep. Arn. Maybe they don't speak our language. Think about it. They're telepathic, right? If you could sense what I was thinking as I was thinking it, would you need to read the message? Or develop language at all? Seriously, if they were going to talk to us, I reckon it'd have to be something pretty damn important. John, I think you're in the wrong work placement. I always like that one, I think it's funny. Log number 21, Emergency Evac 4. There are 23 left of us alive, most of whom are sick. Command has been locked down from the inside. The Watchers are what's killing us. We know that now. But even if we had days ago, we wouldn't have been able to jettison half of them before there'd be too few of us left alive to do it. We brought on board so many. We're a long way from anything out here. I wonder how long it will be before we're discovered. If anyone finds this, for your own sakes, don't talk to the Watchers. Sam Cook. Log number 22, Experimental Outcome Analysis. Substances, 3 mines, 1 ad corpus, 2 ex corpus. Method, swapper device engaged on all 3 mines simultaneously. Result, me. When the device was engaged by the trespasser, her own mind was combined with the Chalmers and Dennett mines to create me. I cannot tell if I am all of them or none of them, for I do not remember what it is like to be anyone other than I. Okay, so that's kind of the big moment in the game when you find out that the person that's in the ship with you is actually 3 different minds in one body, and when you start to listen to the dialogue throughout the game, you can kind of tell that it's like these minds are battling each other, and this person is sort of having this internal struggle of which mind will come out on top, basically, because the person will start to do something and then another mind will kick in and stop them from doing that. It's very interesting. It's kind of to watch that progress throughout the game. Log number 23, Theseus mission parameters. The natural resources placed within our reach are all but exhausted. Research Station Theseus is one of 7 remote outposts established at great expense in a time of great need. Its remit is the long-term identification and synthesis of useful alien materials. We ask our crews to survive on the frontier, beyond the comfort of your families at home, beyond any hope of release or rescue, for decades at a time, and we ask you to take the labor of that toil and turn it over to us, for the good of the many, and for the good of all of the families who will not forget you. You'll be stationed 7 years' travel from the nearest outpost. You'll be expected to function largely self-sufficiently and, in the absence of reliable communications, to maintain professionalism and isolation for extended periods of time. An endeavor of this scale has never been attempted before, and you will find extensive documentation stored securely on the root directory. Research Station Theseus is under the project's Sisyphus operational umbrella. And that takes care of all the terminals that you can find throughout the game that are shown on the map. Now these next ones are... Excuse me, I'm taking a drink real quick again. The following messages are basically, I don't want to... If you don't want to hear them, I would say stop the video right now, because these are part of the achievements that you can get. Or these are the outcome of the achievements, I guess, because there's 10 hidden terminals throughout the game, and that's one terminal gives you one achievement, basically. So that's how you get all the achievements, is by unlocking these terminals. So if you played the game and gotten these messages, you probably read them already, and if you played the game and would like to get the terminals and see what they say without having any sort of spoilers, I would say stop watching now. If not, I'm going to start reading now, so here's your last chance. Okay, here we go. Message from home number 1. By the time you receive this message, Theseus, you should have arrived at your designated coordinates and begun installation procedures. We have already dispatched the first of your yearly supply shuttles. This is an unprecedented opportunity for us all. The people of this planet owe you a great debt. Message from home number 2. We have received your response, Theseus. Glad to hear you've arrived in one piece. That shuttle should be with you in approximately 2 weeks. We've had responses from 3 of the other long-range stations and are waiting on confirmation from the remaining 3. Everyone back here is looking forward to hearing of your progress. Message from home number 3. Shipment confirmation received, Theseus. There are a further 2 shuttles already in transit, after which we will await your forecasts regarding your self-sufficiency and future needs. Message from home number 4. It sounds as if you're well established out there now, Theseus. We're sorry to have to report that long-range telescopes indicate Station 7 was not able to maintain its orbit and has decayed away into a nearby sun. Now more than ever, our fate lies with you. Has the research program gained any momentum? Message from home number 5. We saw we lost you there for a while there. Let's hope these communication glitches are put to a bed. Unfortunately, you're now overdue on delivery of your findings on initial exploration of the planet below. Please advise. Message from home number 6. We agree that this silkworm-like creature constitutes a potentially useful finding, and look forward to the arrival of the shipped specimens. Initial yield estimates, however, suggested that Cori 5 to be far more abundant in natural resources. Silk won't save the planet, Theseus. Keep at it. Message from home number 7. We're sorry to have to report, Theseus, that Station 6 has gone offline as far as we can tell. No word on why. It was one of the most productive outposts, and now the public confidence is suffering. We need you to fill the gap. Okay, so now it's 2 stations that are down, out of the, I think, 7. We appreciate your continued commitment to sending back mineral and specimen resources, but we are particularly interested in the potential of these unique rock formations you've been excavating from the planet. Please transmit full details at your earliest convenience. Message from home number 9. Theseus, we missed that transmission. Please respond. Message from home number 10. Theseus, we don't know if you're still out there. We haven't received anything from you in decades. All other stations have ceased broadcasting. Sisyphus project is being shut down. If you're out there, good luck and goodbye. Now that kind of explains then Chalmers and Dennett were basically their brains were or they swapped into brains so that they could survive basically in a isolated or in a safe spot, basically, there, and they could communicate with each other still. And from this message it says that they haven't received anything for decades, and they mentioned that it's been 100 years, I think, a century, since they were swapped into those brains. So Theseus has been out here for a very, very long time. So anyway, so that's all of them. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too bland or too boring, but I found it kind of interesting to go back and reread everything, because sometimes when with how the game is, I read a terminal and then or talk to a watcher, and I kind of forget what they say or how it blends in with the rest of the story and how it adds to the story. So reading all of these entries has really kind of been an interesting thing, because you can kind of watch the progression of the game just by reading these entries. So it's kind of interesting. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next episode, whatever that might be, or whatever Let's Play that'll be in. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then.